convincing knife round, I believe. So they're going to start themselves on the CT side. We'll just wait.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go over to CT. I mean, that makes a lot of sense, right? If you win the knife round on train, I would say 99% of the time you would start CT. Unless you've got a team that is just very T-sided on train, which most teams aren't. But yeah, going for the safer approach, starting up on CT. And you've got to think for Fate, they've got to get off to a good start. They've got to get some momentum going.
And, well, we're going to be going live into it very soon. We already see Coolio double flash into smoke and an early HE here from Nicky. HE and Kit, actually. So he's looking to explode on early, do some early damage here to Budapest 5 and really shut down that push. And well, for Budapest 5, it's, you know, it's all about momentum to start it off.
Absolutely, and well, actually setting themselves up for a pretty heavy Ivy stance to start things off. Like you mentioned, the smoke and double flash coming up for Coolio. So at the moment, it looks like the T's are trying to set themselves up for an A split, taking that Ivy control and seeing if they can split out through T-Con. They've got a player that's lurking around Brown Halls, could potentially come down in SL. And Blocker, he's got to be the main man to see if he can get some information.
There's a bit of a double stack here. Blocker is still holding the line. We'll find the first on to Corey and continues to tap away. Can't get the second there. Torzi will quick the trade, but Nicky coming from Connector is there to salvage that one. The bomb has been planted, but not after Patrick has something to say about it. Coolio jiggling there towards the back hall. Marv has dropped his way down. Pop Dog a freebie onto Fleeve. Now up to Coolio. That bomb, unfortunately, was pretty far tapped, but not all the way, and he's stuck in a 3v1 here, Dweg.
This is such a difficult clutch for Coolio. He's got so much work to do. And with the Glocks, they did a lot of damage. They were able to get a lot of goosh headshots into the CT side. But the fact is they didn't clear out the old hell position of exactly where Patrick was. And Coolio trying to tap away, but it's going to be a pest around to the Fate side. And the rotations came in so damn quickly to their bomb site. The repositioning really was what the most impactful element was of winning out that round. And for Budapest 5, you've got to think if they got a bomb down, then maybe they would have forced the issue, but with no bomb plant, it's just got to be Glocks.
And as you said, the very, very quick rotate there from Fate, and of course the double Ivy play early on the pistol was actually very, very successful there because saw Blocker and I believe it was Patrick playing at that angle, and you know, Blocker able to fall back, get one for free, and really give all of the intel that Fate really needed in that one.
Oh, this could be big. This HE, if it gets time drive from Block Up. A little bit too early, unfortunately. Ooh, good ding down. So they're actually doing a fair bit of damage with these Glocks, but the bomb has just... What is going on there, Tony?
Oh, no. Coolio must have... He must have unfortunately forgot he had the bomb on his back, and, well, he's just given it up to Fate, and MP9's in here, and they're looking to farm a bit of cash. Corey with a nice kill there from Upper. But he's got a lot more to deal with, Mar, of course. And, well, Nicky also going to get double tapped with his pistol. It's, as we've said, these pistols, these P250s could be quite deadly. And it's now, of course, just left to poor Bandito. But a few kills here for Budapest 5 could potentially spell some economic disaster going into the future here, Dweg.
I certainly think so. I mean, considering the fact they, upgraded 2 P250s and just had Glocks, this is actually a tremendous round. The fact that they get away with 2 kills. Unfortunately, if they had that bomb, then it certainly would have been a much better time. But yeah, you're right. They must have not realized that Coolio had it trying to go into that B bomb side. So it is a cleanup coming out from Fate. It wasn't the best rounds as 2 players go down. But you've got to think now going into round number 3, a chance to get those AKs up.
And of course, we're seeing them all being purchased up here. Torzi, the last one to grab his from the stash. And, well, of course, very, very limited util here for the side of Fate. Sorry, for the likes of Budapest and Fate. Of course, they're just going to keep a few guns going into this one.
And we see some lovely odds there from our partners over at LootBet. 1.49 to the Fate side. Certainly favorites in the bookers. If you do want to get involved in those odds, you can check out the links in the Twitch description below. But going into round number 3 for Budapest 5, this is their opportunity to regain the control. They're actually putting a lot of movement, I would say, towards Ivy in these last few rounds. Not a lot of T-sided teams take too much Ivy control. Sometimes they'll leave just a single lurker, but for Budapest 5, they've actually been able to put a lot of numbers there.
And, well, of course, that's given up T-Con here. Nikki very, very far regressed with that Famis, and will be up to Coolio whether he reads the positioning here from Nikki or whether he can get the better of that one. And of course, a lot of presence being shown towards Ivy. Patrick being smoked off that line. And, well, it's all up to whether Patrick and himself success. A double spray down there. Coolio on the swing. Torzy and him are quick to trade here. And, well, Marv quite aggressed fire up, and he has backed his teammate up and salvaged that kill. Torzy needs to make magic happen. A spray onto Hahn takes him down low, and, well, Fleaver there quick to trade it. And for Blocker and Marv, this is looking like a bit of a disaster. Marv has come to the flank though. That's the bomb dropped, and it's left to Fleave in a 1v2. And, well, what can we do here, Dweg?
Oh man, I was thinking for sure he was going to turn that into a one-on-one as he, strays onto Mar. But you've got to think that round from Budapest 5, yeah, they got a couple of nice trades in here and there, but like you said, the T-Con control was taken by the T side. They've got so much information. A great double spray down coming out from Patrick. And, well, from there, Budapest 5, yeah, they bring it back into a 2-on-2. But for me, at least, it seems like Fate are taking map control a little bit too easy at the moment.
Especially aggressive towards T-Con. And, well, of course, Budapest 5 are going to be on these Deagles. And, well, this is maybe where we could potentially see some upset. Han very, very close up here in the smoke towards B-Main. Coolio just on the other bit of that one. And, well, a lot of dancing around that smoke for the time being. Coolio actually will get away for the time being. Well, and does decide to swing back on. Han's been taken out, and there's a lot of picks coming here for Budapest 5 as Nikki quick to trade into T-Con. Corey has aggressed up with that Tech 9 in hand, and he needs to be careful. There's a lot of players around this A side here for Fate. Coolio has actually walked his way up through B here, Dweg.
Oh, this could be big. If he takes down the com player, that's pretty much a free bomb plan at the B bomb site. But Patrick knows because Coolio got a pick over towards Brown Hall, so they know that he may have aggressed onto the side. Oh, but they don't check behind into the 2-on-2. This was just a half-buy round for Budapest 5.
And as we've said, it appears Caster's Curse as the call for the Deagles there. Nikki will salvage that one onto Coolio. It's left to Torzy with that Deagle in hand. Quite a few players to find, and Mar, will take him out. And Fate continue the train going, but that was awfully close.
That was honestly too down to the wire, and you've got to think there for Fate. Maybe they can second guess themselves about the aggression, because it's often you see that CTs will try and aggress once they're up against like a half by eco round, but in that case, that seemed like it was a little bit too aggressive. Harney got spotted out, getting aggressive towards the Brown Halls, and from there was a couple of trades back and forward. Budapest 5, they get a bomb plant, they get a couple of nice kills, but now they need to deal with the double orbs. Now, we spoke about this in the pregame, Tony, and as soon as the money line's there for them for Fate, a 4-0 up, they're going out. Han and Block up on the double orbs.
And, well, opting to take them where they choose. Han, of course, going to get his pick of the litter towards T-Con, and Blocker, as we said, towards upper B. Torzy actually will win that trade and drops him where he stands. And Budapest 5 with an opening pick. Maybe they now look towards B as the T side continue to aggress on through.
Oh, Corey, though, I like this position. He's been completely undetected, making his way into the hell position. If he gets a flashbang, he could certainly swing this angle. And, well, there it is. Flash coming up. The timing. Oh, my goodness. He needed to bring that back into a 4-on-4. And Corey said, I've cleared out the A bomb site. It's open.
He's just walked his way all the way through stop sign, all the way through Ivy, checking everything that he can, making sure the site is completely clear. Patrick has walked his way around through, and, of course, he's going to be wrapping up towards B because that's really expecting the hit to come in. No players on A here for Fate, and it's really up to the rotate. Corey's wrapped himself all the way through connector. Patrick will catch out Bondido, but oh my god, Corey gets one. The spray discipline's good. He gets the second as well. And Corey, you cheeky man, has opened up the A site completely for Budapest 5.
That was looking a little bit scary for a moment there, but look, I mean, look at the map presence that Corey gets. He's just lurking all over the map. He clears out A, goes in the back lines, and takes out 2 fantastic kills over at the B bomb side. Could have got a little bit awkward there, but a great round coming out from Budapest 5, and that's going to be their first round on the T side. And for Fate, they've got to be thinking, how did he even get in the back lines there?
It appears that they haven't double-checked their corners. You got to look behind them, of course, because there's a sneaky Budapest 5 roster coming out. And that's a quick round for them. And, well, maybe starting to do a bit of economic damage, because we saw the double orb, of course, invested by Fate in that last one. And, well, Patrick playing up close with his P250, because that's all he's got to work with.
And Torsi's pretty much got an idea that there's got to be someone close. If they can just get a molly out to that position, then he's going to be a goner. Fate forcing the issue here. A couple of M4s to be backed up with just some upgraded pistols. Pretty slow rounds. No contact really being established out towards Ivy. Taking their time.
He's waiting for it, Patrick.
He really is.
He's just waiting for the flash to swing there. And he actually does get one on a Torsi. That flash was really good. And, of course, Bondido not there to quick their blocker from up top of Grey. We'll take out Corey. These pistols now doing work here for Fate. Fleeve needs to be very, very careful, because there is an enraged Fate side coming after him.
Oh, man. The pistols, they strike again. Bondido does at least open up towards Ivy, but you've got to look at the time. 30 seconds left. They need to get a bit of a move on. And, well, Nicky just wide swings, and this round's pretty much all but over. Budapest 5 in a 2-on-4 to at least try and get a bomb plant through.
Well, it's looking very, very unlikely. All their angles covered. Marv, of course, sitting in Pop Dog, waiting for a drop there. Fleeve will get the top shot onto Con, and a leg onto Nicky. They're actually making this doable, but the time is quite low. Ticked 5 seconds there. The tap will come out. Marv will swing. And, well, Fleeve trying to salvage any sort of a kill that he can. But in the end, Fate on an eco round of all things, keep the momentum going 5-1.
And you've got to think for Budapest 5, when is the change up that we see the quick hit to the outer bomb site? The quick execution. It's been very slow. It's been very methodical for pretty much every round so far in this T side. And they're going to take a tactical. They're going to say, right, okay, we need to figure out what we're doing wrong, what we're doing right, what's the adjustment. And for me, at least, Tony, I'm thinking we need to just see something quicker. Even if it's 1 or 2 players that fly out towards the A bomb site from T-Con, just to see if you can rattle Fate.
We saw the round that Budapest 5 won. That was when they, they decided to switch up the pace. They took the fight to Fate. And, of course, did find that opening pick that, well, kept them going through that round. And now it will be up to what we see from Budapest 5 going into round number 7. Of course, we see the AWP on Torsi. And whether he can make some magic happen, only time will tell.
Going into round number 7, you got to think for Fate, so much momentum at the moment. But even still, you look at their buy, and Nicky's going to be down on a UMP. So considering how many rounds they've won, it's certainly been expensive. Budapest 5 trying to keep the economy low on the CT defense. And actually, everyone's stacked up from the Brown Halls. You've got to think that this has got to be a B play.
Well, they have all grouped themselves up here, and it's up to what Blocker can do. He's very, very aggressive up towards the upper position. He's just holding the ramp here with Marvin. Because they have the AWP in the hands of Han, and he is holding very, very close. That smoke will be tossed out. Han got to pull the flash out. Bondido will quickly open it up, and Budapest 5 now starting to flood themselves in the site. Marv with a double, though, lines it up with Coolio and Fleeve quick to trade. It's up to Han to salvage what felt like a very clean-cut defense from Fate has gone by the wayside. Now Budapest 5 can set themselves up in some pretty favorable post plans.
And honestly, that defensive looked so strong. They actually had a triple setup at that B bomb site. They had a 3-man stack of B. And all it comes down to is just the utility. Mars does a great job of finding a couple of kills, but for the AWP of Han, as soon as that Heaven position gets smoked off, he can't really do anything, and he's just kind of waiting for a Heaven player to peek. And Budapest 5, maybe that's what they need to do on the T side. Make sure they're regrouping together as a unit and just trading off one another rather than defaulting over the map. A very strong round coming out from the Hungarians, and you would have thought they would have broken the economy from Fate, but no, they're going to force the issue here.
Of course, an MP9 on the blocker. Han still with that AWP in his hands, and well, that's Marv of all people to get a shot onto the Deagle. And Corey will lose his life early, and now Budapest 5, maybe A is not in the cards for them this time, and another B hit to come out. Smoke towards upper here. Han hit the first shot full through that smoke, and taps from Nicky isn't quite successful as Han, but he has dinked Fleeve quite low, and Blocker will still be holding the low line and will be taking out one. Aussie, no, quick on top of it, and Patrick already on the flank, and these players already low, and well, they're still fighting here, Dweg.
2 on 2 now. Torsey's on 4 HP and Fleeve's on 7, but they're making this round work. It's all down to Mara and his dingle, and he absolutely shines. 3 big kills, 15 kills, and 2 deaths from Mar. What a clutch to come out. And again, the force buy, the pistols work out in a massive way. Oh my goodness, this last shot from Mar. Oh, that's what we're talking about.
That's textbook stuff there, and keeping Fate into it. And of course, that was only an eco for them. Of course, Budapest 5 now feeling a little rattled, and rightfully so. Torsey will take the quick peek towards Connect to take out Han early on, and we're seeing now a lot of A presence being shown as Patrick also getting taken. This could be Budapest 5 looking to hit A for once.
And what is so strange is that the T's have bought 2 AWPs on the T side of train, and it's actually worked fantastically to start things off. Yes, Blocker's got very aggressive around that Brown Hall's position, so he's at least given a bit of information coming through. Looks like we've got a bit of a DC on the side of Fate, so we'll have to have a bit of a technical pause at the end of this round. But in round number 9, it certainly does look as if Budapest 5 are trying to make their way to this A bomb site. They need to deal with Mard. This could be a very cheeky position.
He's in a very, very forward position. Of course, it's Torsey going to be the one to jiggle it out. He does show the shoulder, but does hit the shot. Nicky, now it's on your shoulders, sir. And well, Corey, quick to jiggle it out, will get taken. He does read it. But needs to be quite careful. There's still Budita on the other side here. Blocker has walked his way through Pop Dog down into the site. Nicky does get one. Blocker up close and will take the gunfight. Spotted Coolio, and now it's left to a 2v1. Nicky quite low. Blocker hot on Coolio's tails, and of course 20 seconds on the clock.
Could go B. Yeah, he's going to go B. This is a really smart play coming out from Coolio. He at least knows where Blocker and Nicky is, so he's got the information. This is going to be an easy bomb plant.
He's going to get it in the nick of time. Blocker quick on his feet, but not quick enough. Smoke off to lower. Coolio needs to isolate these duels. Finds the first. Blocker taken out. Nicky, 9 HP in his bar, and Coolio. Oh, that's a shot from Nicky, and a good read to keep Fate alive. It was looking doable there for a second.
Oh man, that's so close. And if anyone knows Nicky, they know that he does not AWP. He is certainly not an AWPer or someone that even picks up that AWP. But in the position where he is, he goes, right, let's just see what I can do with it. And great shot coming out. And you've got a thing for Budapest 5. We spoke about the CT side and how if you get those double AWPs out, they can find impact. What's certainly happening for Fate, Mara in particular, the rifler is he's been popping off. 15 kills in, what, 9 rounds so far? And for Budapest 5, they've tried double AWPs on T, they've tried the B play where they all group up, they've tried the slow execution, the slow walk Ivy. They've certainly tried deviations on their T side, but haven't really found a lot of success.
It definitely looks like Fate are feeling themselves at home. You know, they've got a nice cup of hot chocolate, the toes, the feet, all kicked up, and very, very relaxed in this one. And Budapest 5, it feels like we need to see a lot, as you've said, a lot more faster pace come out of them.
And I tell you what, that sounds pretty nice. You know, a bit of hot chocolate, kick the feet up, and well, look, for the Fate side, you've got to think that they're just in such a great position at the moment, finding just so much success at the moment on the CT side. And well, for Budapest 5, you've got to think, where's the change-up? Where is something quick? We haven't seen anything aggressive from them, at least in terms of the early round.
And, well, maybe a few more hits towards B and an exec or two looks to go their way. And not for Fate, it's all pluses for them. Winning a few ecos as well, it's just... they're looking unstoppable right now. Of course, we said Marv 15-3, shortly backed, of course, by Nikki 9-5, 7 for Patrick, 6 for Blocker. And, well, Harney, he's chilling with 1, of course, after that unfortunate DC. But, well, Budapest 5, they're going to have to dig deep here.
No, they certainly are, and you've got to think, even at this stage, right? Like, they just need so much more rounds on the T side if they want to bring it back. Being 7-2 down on the T side, after really not seeing much from them, it's going to be a really difficult task. It certainly is, and you've got to think that maybe even this technical pause is going to allow them to, you know, take a bit of a breather, you know, rethink things and go, right, okay, what do we need to do? What do we need to change? And how can we try and isolate these AWPs? Because even the AWPs, it seems like, even for Han, he's been very lackluster on the single AWP. Yes, we've seen a couple of nice shots being hit from Blocker, but it's really Ma that they need to shut down at the moment.
Yeah, he's quite slippery. Some would say a mouse, and he's just maneuvering around the map and really finding these picks for Fate. And, well, for Budapest 5, as you said, it'll be all up to whether they can shut him down. And, well, maybe even finding where he plays from, pick him off early and really dictate the pace from there. Because we've seen Torzi hit some quite beautiful shots with that AWP, of course, as well. Coolio and Fleeve have been hitting some bangers towards the head. And, well, still waiting for these lovely players to resume the game. And looking rough right now for Budapest 5.
Yeah, it really is, and you've got to think that maybe they didn't read this veto exactly right. Certainly, if they would have maybe decided to get Train out of there, then they may have had a bit of an easier time. But yeah, look, it certainly is a bit of a rough time at the moment for the Budapest 5 side. And you've got to think that even with Train being as CT-sided as it is, you've got to put up, what, 5 or 6 rounds at minimum if you want to at least establish a chance to come back. But as we do jump back into the game, it will be now 8-2 up for the Fate camp. Budapest 5, well, they're going into round number 11, and they've got a full buy.
A full buy, of course, on the side of... Sorry, I'm having a bit of a technical issue here. Don't mind me. Oh, there we're back. All right, don't worry. I'm good. We're all here.
We're here.
And Budapest 5, of course, very limited in terms of util. It's all being tossed over towards A. Nikki, quick on the spray, quick on the draw, and he will take a second. Torzi taken down. And, well, now he's looking to get a third. He's getting a little hungry, and he gets his hand yoinked right out of the cookie jar. Patrick, full blind on top of the site. Marv as well, and this is not looking very, very doable. Budapest 5 dropping by the wayside there. Fate, their A-holds have been very, very strong here on Train so far.
Oh, mate, I just want to see how many kills Mark can get at the end of this half, mate. He's unstoppable, really is. And you've got to think there for Budapest 5, they're just taking one-on-one aim duels. We saw Nikki out towards Olive, just lines up 2 easy kills. Where is the trade potential? Where is that one-for-one trade coming out for the T side? And Budapest 5, you know, we've spoken about some of the roughness that we've seen from them, and it looks like it's only continuing. Fate, Oh, okay. Oh,
Ooh.
Gory. Now, we haven't seen this in the past. Okay, this could be around for Budapest 5.
He's picked him like flowers there, Fate. Just dropping it to this Deagle, and well, we've said it in the pre-game, pistols quite doable, it appears, in this game. Well, still have Han and Patrick to deal with over at this A site, and of course Blocker holding it by his lonesome over at B. Just awaiting the peak here from Budapest 5, because they've found a beautiful 2 there from Corey, and well, Han has to fall off the line, and this could be devastating here for the side of Fate.
It's just a gamble stack to that B bomb site. They realize the fact, right, we're trying to play the number games. We're in a 3-on-5. What do we do here? Do we double stack the A bomb site or double stack B? And even with Budapest 5 getting an opening couple of kills from Corey, they haven't really done anything. They haven't gained any Ivy control. They're slowly trying to make their way in towards this A bomb site from T-Con. And this could be the right read, because Patrick's going to be the only defender here.
Of course, playing it very far back, and well, now Budapest 5 going to get that bomb down and set themselves up in some very favorable post plants here. Patrick tries to catch one on the jump across, but very unlikely scenario for Fate. They do have 2 flashes on the side of Han, and a double flash could be helpful, but Benito will spot the shoulders, will spot the legs, take him out from up top, and well, it's just going to have to be a save here for Fate.
Oh, what a round coming out from Budapest 5, and it all starts off from the beginning. Corey getting an insane couple of kills with those Deagles around that E-box line from T-Con, and from there, it was just wildly successful. They get that 5-on-3, they go into the A-bomb site, they only need to deal with a single player, and Han and Blocker, they opt to go for the save. Now, knowing Fate, they probably force it because it's Fate, and they always buy. They certainly, at least the smarter call would probably just be to half buy into the following rounds. But while we got a little bit of a time, big shout out to our fantastic partners over at Hellcase using the code MaltaV and MaltaV15, giving yourself a little bit of a cash injection and a 15% refill bonus. You'll be able to get those links down below in the Twitch channel. Let's have a look at these Deagles again. Mate, they were sharp.
Oh, that second one, especially just having the gold and wide swing there, especially on to the rifles, and just beautiful stuff there from Corey. Starting to fire up here in this series as we go late into the half, and of course, still a lead for Fate, but maybe starting to slip at the end here.
And it's classic Fate style. Look, honestly, any Bulgarian teams, they just never save. They always force. They could have just really light ecoed and got a pretty solid buy into the next, but they go, no, we're going to shut it here right now. And then it'll be P on the back of Han. Been AWPing a little bit over towards B bomb site. Now I'm going to change it up, just leaving Blocker alone at B to be the anchor at the ramp position.
Seeing Patrick with that scout taking the position Han normally plays from. Well, for Budapest 5, playing this one a little more slower paced, and well, that's not what we really want to see. Budapest 5 taking the fights early is what they've been netting these rounds off of, and well, a lot of Ivy presence being shown. Han forced off the line. Nikki is there though. Slowly up through the smoke and spots the shoulders, spots the feet probably of Corey there, and sprays on through. But that's an early pick found by Fate, and well, for Budapest 5, starting to falter a bit. Fleaver also going down through Pop Dog. Maybe a lack of confidence now for Budapest 5 going into this one.
That just seems like a weird peak coming out from Fleaver. I think he was trying to like strafe up and down on the ladder and just missed it completely. But for Fate, they've now got a 5-on-3. Torsi is going to bring it back, but they've now spotted that bomb. They can rotate out of the B bomb side, but they're still bringing this back. 3-on-3, still very doable for the Budapest 5 side.
Have to be careful. Marv, the Soul King fragger here for the side of Fate, has been tagged low in a Pop Dog. Torsi will toss that flash. Molly into the site, and well, Budapest 5 will get that bomb down in the nick of time, but they have to deal with Blocky, who's coming to face here. It only gets the tags though. Badito is quick to take him out. And now Patrick and Marv, quite unlikely scenario here. Torzy quite low. So is Marv. And these Budapest 5 players, very, very good positions. Patrick, though, does get the first. Spots the shoulder of Torzy, now starts to push the metal, grabs the AK. Looks to isolate these duels here, and, well, we're waiting on Marv. Where is he? He's all the way over at B, and maybe a save call early, and Patrick has taken away a few guns, but of course, that bomb too far gone. Budapest 5 will put 4th on the round, and, well, potentially looking to a 9-6 half now.
Yeah, it certainly is a little bit of a late resurgence coming out from Budapest 5. I've seen 2 rounds in a row from them on the T side, and well, at least for Patrick, he's able to recover that AWP that Han dropped in that last round and give it back over to his teammate. And of course, another force buy. And honestly, like, this is the opportunity to, especially if they can win out this force buy, Tony, to go and put up 6 rounds on T.
Any rounds to win it, it's this one. And, well, of course, for Fate, it's 2 Famous as a P250 on Nikki, but, you know, Fate have done some magical things with pistols in the past, and I wouldn't quite count them out yet, but it is looking very, very dangerous here towards B. Blocker, you need to be careful with that smoke. Does deploy it. Just to fall back to the side here. Han quick to rotate and quick to back him up, because Budapest 5 now looking towards B here, Dweg.
Oh, this could do everything if Han's able to get a couple of nice picks, and well, the flashbang does not blind him at all, but he only finds 1 blocker with a good hold, and that can bring the rotates in. Blocker actually gets 2 kills, and Budapest 5, you said that it could be a round like this, that we've seen success in the past from for Fate. They're gonna get a bomb down, but it's a man advantage to the CTs.
Oh, Torzy, beautiful, beautiful man. Nice shot there, and a quick reactionary check on the flank, but he's got 2 more to find. He does have the molly, will deploy it earlier, flash as well, but he's been blind himself, and that bomb at pretty far ticked. He does flash out, does hit the shot, but Nikki is there on the trade, and he's got a kit in hand and looks to go double digits now for Fate. Torzy almost made that doable for a second.
Oh my goodness, that shot was dirty. That shot was so damn quick on the diffuser, but unfortunately the trade just comes out instantly from Nikki. Ah, man, how many times are we going to see Budapest 5 losing to these force buys? And it's rounds where there's like FAMASas and UMPs and MP9s. Even with, for some players, just a lack of utility. 10 rounds up, double digits up for the Bulgarians, and you've got to think for Budapest 5, that was their opportunity to really come back and to get 6 rounds on T. 5 at most is all they're going to find now.
And that's probably going to start weighing on the momentum a bit, because we're not seeing them take these fast-paced rounds that they have netted themselves quite a bit of success. And, well, see Patrick in an early engagement. We'll toss the HE. Does a bit of damage back to the side of Budapest 5, but again, slow-paced round, and there is a lot of presence here on A for Fate.
They're so close to one another. Rather than playing sort of quite passive at the A bomb side, they're actually a double Ivy play, and we've seen this time and time again for the CT side. The swing coming out from Nikki, but it actually works out for the T's.
Up on the train, will take the duels, but it's Corey in the house here for Budapest 5, and now it's just up to Blocker to salvage what felt like a round gifted to them. They had 4 on A, but Budapest 5, they bring the pace, and they go 10-5 here on their T side.
And you've just got to think, I mean, you look at momentum and you think, right, they won 3 out of the past 4 rounds at the end of that half, but I don't know if 5 rounds is enough. They certainly need to win pistol. That's what they'll be looking for.
Well, it's going to be up to Fate whether they can keep their lead going, because if they win pistol, I almost feel like it's lights out here for Budapest 5. And, well, we've seen some crazy things happen. Maybe Budapest 5 pull off a few upsets with pistols, but we'll wait the half swap. We see 19 kills here for Marv.
And certainly seemed like he was getting a little bit quiet towards the end there. He was, what, like 15 and 3 at one point, 18 and 3, I think. So went a little bit quiet, but like, still, that's a great half performance. And again, these odds over at LootBet, 3.15 for the Budapest 5 side. If you do want to get involved in those odds, you can click the link in the Twitch description below and get involved with our fantastic betting partners. And you've got to think, well, the odds, they speak for themselves, because it's going to be a pretty difficult comeback for Budapest 5.
Ooh, yeah, and we've got a lot of util here on the side of Fates. A double smoke flash and a molly in their arsenal. And, well, a few players progress towards Pop Dog. It's going to be the drop down here. And, well, noise being heard here. Budapest 5 have a few players quick on the rotate if the A hit does come out. And, well, for Fate, they're playing a few very far back, of course, setting up those smokes to come out towards A. It's one towards Connector and one towards Green Train. And, well, now the Pop Dog split comes out here, but Dio will quick tap one on a blocker, and now the rest of Fate trying to inch their way in. And Badito very, very sneaky around the sandwich line here. Will find Nikki as well, and needs to be careful. There's another player waiting in T-Con for him. It's hard. Torzi has traded out another. It's up to Patrick and Marvin, all up to Patrick. In Pop Dog, that bomb has been tapped, and a few more players to find. Comes out swinging. Torzi's taken out, and Fleeb quite low, but he does land the headshot. Almost doable there from Marv, but Budapest 5, as you said, the pistol is what they need, and the pistol they will find.
That's a great round coming out. Marv just trying to do absolutely everything in that 1-on-3. Yeah, at least he takes down the diffuser, but there's just not enough time, or at least too much time, for the Budapest 5 side to get back onto that bomb. You probably see the AKs and the Galils coming up for the Fate side. Let's have a see what they invest. Got a lot of utility to start. And yeah, there it is. They're the rifles coming out, forced by something that Budapest 5 weren't able to do to start off on their T side, considering the fact they didn't get a bomb plant in the pistol round. And you've got a thing for Budapest 5. Yeah, like, great stuff from them. They won the pistol, but they need to follow up now.
The follow-up coming out. Blocker with a nice flash, but a quick drop by the likes of Corey here, and now it's starting to heat up on A, and Corey's firing off here from Pop Dog. That MP9 doing wonders. He starts to farm some cash up towards he wants in, and he's all about it. Double from him as well, and a quick hold there from Budapest 5. They start to ramp their economy up. We look towards Fate, stuck on pistols yet again because the money not quite there.
Okay, that's a match. That was, for me at least, that's probably the best round we've seen for Budapest 5. The way that they shut that round down, it's so convincing. They don't lose any players. They shut that force buy down. They don't allow a bomb plant to come out. And this could be their opportunity to allow the comeback to come through. 2 rounds in a row following into the second half. And like you said, you know, money's just not there for them. So they're upgrading a few Deagles here and there, a little bit of Kevlar. But all in all, it's not a massive investment.
And we've seen what Fate can do with these pistols. I wouldn't quite count them out just yet. A lot of aggression towards Pop Dog. It's been very unfortunate so far for Fate. They haven't quite able to find the gap here. Blocker will take a few shots, but Fleeb hears the shots come out and will decide to peek. Finds a freebie on the blocker there. Corey gets his head ripped clean off. Maybe going for another Patrick. Gets a second there. The spray not out. The third. That's a hat trick for Patrick. And, well, that's a bomb site opened up for Fate. Coolio now needs to fire off and will take one on a Marv, but Fate have pulled a rabbit out of their hat, and now 2 left here for Budapest 5. What can they do, Dwayne?
Oh my goodness, Patrick's having such a great round, but the thing is, it is the 2-on-2, but there is alert coming out from Patrick, and I don't know if the CTs are going to be ready for that. The timing can be anything. Patrick's 3 kills in the round, and he's seen no one's on the bomb. What can he find out towards Ivy? He has been baited out. At Budapest 5, they need to get someone on this bomb. They need to get the bomb defused, and Patrick with the swing coming up. Can he get his 4th kill? There's the ace coming out from Patrick, and it's a half buy. Now, you said that how deadly they could be, Tony. You can't get any more deadly than that.
And it appears like I've cast a curse Budapest 5 because they just can't seem to win against these pistols. And for Fate, that's got to be riding high on their momentum now. 11 to 7, and bit of rough economy here, and we see attack come out from Budapest 5.
Oh man, that sucks. That's honestly the worst round to lose. Like how the first 2 deal shots from Patrick I can understand, but how he got that third one with the Mac 10, like he was reloading, he was jumping around. There is no way he should have even been able to get that third kill. A bit of a sloppy spray coming out on the city side, and that's the thing, is especially with a team like Fate, if you make a simple mistake like you don't trade evenly, they'll just punish you. And Patrick in particular, that was such a big round. And Budapest 5, they what do they go from here? They're going to buy, but like the momentum, it's all in Fate's side at the moment.
And, well, we're going to see a few buys come out already. Coolio and then M4. AUG here for Corey. Maybe we're going to set up towards back Ivy and find some picks long range with that AUG, or maybe it'd be Torzy peeking it from Connector, but it's feeling very, very Fate-sided right now. And what can Budapest 5 do? They have very, very limited util, and they're staring down a full arsenal here from Fate.
And, I mean, what's going to make this round even more difficult for the City side is the fact that they really don't have a lot of utility to expend. You've got to think, at least for Fate, if they're able to bait this util out early, then they could probably just execute towards the site and have no defensive nades being thrown at them. We spoke about this AUG. It's actually going to go towards the brown halls. Does he spot ahead? I'm not sure if he saw a pixel there.
Oh, Han with a scope rifle of his own. But Dito, he's had ripped clean and out. And Fleeve needs to be very careful. Torzy as well does find one, but quick trades here for Marv. And, well, that's not a double from him. That's Patrick as well, lining up one. Coolio has been looking around the back of this Ivy position, but only a spray on the Han. No frag found. That's the bomb down here. Coolio will find blocker, but it's Fate now. Post plant positions here, and Corey is holding very, very aggressive. Marb says no thanks, not today, sir. And Coolio gonna have to run for the hills. Fate taking it in the fight to Budapest 5 and winning it this time.
I'll tell you what, Mara in particular, just so sharp on the entries. And for Budapest 5, they actually set themselves up really nicely, but it came down to the Ivy presence. Han gets a great pick out from the Krieg. They smoke off the last player towards the back of Ivy, which I think was Coolio, and from there, they just can't really do anything. Fate making their way to the A-bomb site incredibly quickly, and the fact is, Tony, that even if these rounds going forward aren't the strongest from Fate, they only need 4. They're already up 12. Oh, that was a good shot.
Oh, he's beautiful there. Torzy, trying as he might. There's a few too many players to find there. Collat potentially in the cards, but they don't quite line up for him. And now Fate 12-7 here in Budapest 5. With a very, very rough buy here. Only USPs, and of course, an M4 on Coolio. And he's starting to go aggressive, actually. He's walking his way up to the brown halls. Takes one, but can't quite get the second there. And, well, now, potentially looking about to Fate here in this round, as there's only USPs left.
And you've got to think, maybe if they get one more kill, they could be happy, but the USPs... Just seeing if they can find anything. I'm slowly making his way out from Ivy. Does he check this position? The USPs could get some timings. Ooh. You're kidding me. Don't tell me this is going to be around the Budapest 5 win. It's not upgrades. It's 4 USPs.
His pistols just power numbers here, and Badito's still close in the side. No. They haven't checked him. He's got the trigger discipline, and he will tap onto one blocker. Will take him. Han has pulled out a pistol of his own, opting to use it. And that's Corey to close it. Budapest 5 take one out of Fate's book, and they will take an eco round of their own at 12-8 now.
There was 1 M4 and 4 USPs, and Fate lose that round, mate. That's heartbreaking. That really is. And you've got to think for Budapest 5, can you imagine the comms? Can you imagine how hyped they were after that round?
Oh, they've got to be riding high there. They're almost in disbelief here in Fate. got to be shaking their heads after that one, because that's left them rough on the economy. Only 2k on Blocker, not even 2 on Nikki. And oh, that is some unfortunate business there from Fate.
And you just got to think that you would have thought they would have realized the game that, oh, okay, one player saved, we're probably just up against a save eco round. Why didn't they just play together? You know, they were defaulting, they had Mar just, you know, lurking out towards the Ivy position, and then for the Brown Halls, the swing comes in, and for Fate, just not checking their angles, not playing as a unit in a round like that. And for Budapest 5, that's an absolute gift.
Gift they will take into this one, and well, Fate maybe look to turn it back on its head. Pistols, of course, in their arsenal. Nikki tapping away through that smoke, not quite landing any killing blows. Corey landing one of his own. Blocker taken out early, and well, now a lot of presence being shown. Ivy sprays coming to and fro, but this is looking like very, very doable round here for Budapest 5.
Things are looking pretty good. Even like the economy, not the economy, the utility, sorry. I was really happy with the way that, you know, the nade stack came out to that Olaf position. A great utility usage on the CT side. Mar does get a pretty nice deagle shot. He's still alive towards Ivy and being a bit of a nuisance at the moment. And he's just trying to sell a fake because the bomb is trying to make its way to the B-bomb site.
2 players walk down lower. That is Nikki and Han, but Han, of course, caught on the cross and will be taken out. And well, for Nikki, a bomb plant is all he can really ask for there. Coolio with a nice shot. Marv making his way all the way through Brown Hall, and well, he needs to be careful because there's a player holding that with an AWP. It's Torzy scoped on in. The tap has come out. Coolio's just going to stick, and Marv, well, not really much you can do here, and he's going to let that one go through. And 9 here to Fate, and now looking to shake this game on its head here.
And you've got to think for Budapest 5, yeah, they allowed a bomb plant to come through in that last round, but they're certainly looking a lot more confident. They're looking a lot more comfortable, to say. A couple more convincing rounds going their way. And, well, this is the first time we've seen the double AWPs on the CT side. We saw it a lot from Fate in the gun rounds in the first half. Now Budapest 5 are going to try and go for it.
Well, a lot of aggressive forward momentum here for Corey, but he is taken quickly by Nikki. Reads it well. Torzy, and of course, Fleeve. Those AWPs in here both up on A, and well, good nade doing some early damage there onto Nikki. Fleeve has opted to play towards the sandwich line. He will actually leg, and Torzy will finish, and well, now they're starting to walk into the crosshairs. Another for Fleeve here. It's left up to Han and Blocker, as these AWPs doing absolute work right now. Another onto Blocker. It's left now to Han, and an AWP in his hands, but a 1v2. And what can he do?
And at least he's got the bomb in his back. At least he's got that. Now, he can molly off Cod and try and get that bomb down. But for Budapest 5, I looked like they were actually going to rotate to B, but they're actually rotating through CT Sport to Old Bob. Han's going to get a free bomb plant at this B bomb site.
Well, does have 30 seconds on the clock. He can opt to full stick it and will decide to do so. And well, now we look to see where he plays from. He is going to be watching it towards connector, because has a sense that Budapest 5 might be coming from that position. The smoke does give that away. And well, Torzy and Coolio just towards the back of the side. Han holding very, very steady. One misplay and he will be dead. Molly comes out. Now Budapest 5 start to walk in. Han starts to aggressive. Here's the tap shot on to Torzy, and a second on to Coolio. He didn't even look behind him, as Fate are gifted around. Budapest 5, they give that one to them off the back of a 2v1 from Han.
Oh my goodness, and it really comes down to, unfortunately, just them running down the clock so low, taking just so damn long to be able to get that retake in. And for Han, you don't get much easier than that. Take that first shot, re-peek him for the second. A big 1v2 going the way of the Fate side. And honestly, for me, Tony, if Budapest could have won that last round, then we certainly could have seen a big challenge on our hands. But now you look at it, they're going to be forcing. It's not the best buys in the world, and it's 13 up for the Bulgarians.
Well, we've been hyping on it all game long. It's no threat to pistols here. And, well, for Fate, limited util in their arsenal. Blocker, of course, only with a Galil. But the weaponry there for them. And for Budapest 5, very, very stacked up B site here early. Maybe potentially a misread here, because Fate looking to line up towards A.
This is pretty slow coming out from the Fate side. One of the slowest rounds we've seen from them yet. Look how much util they're baiting out for the CT side as well. Just run down this clock is just keep using a couple of these smokes and the flashes. And for Budapest 5, they really don't have a lot left. Great resmoke in T-Con. That's just going to deny so much time.
Torzi. Very, very far up with that AWP. I feel maybe a little too far up, but well, he's backed by his teammates, of course. Coolio from E-Box and Dito towards Ivy there, but the players come out. Nicky is the quick on the swing there. Marv spraying on through, and we'll find it. Coolio quick to trade, but the bomb is dropped. Blocker will take Corey towards Pop Dog, and well,
they don't know about the bomb?
They don't know about the bomb there. Blocker will find Fleeve. Coolio does actually well on the spray. Marv comes over the top, but Fate,
what?
Are gonna take that round. A few question marks here from us.
That's just the oddest round I've seen. Like, no one's even thinking about going back to get the bomb. They obviously didn't realize that they didn't have it with them, and that could have got really awkward, because if Budapest 5 would have just played passive for the last couple of players, then that round probably goes their way. But unfortunately, that's information they don't know. 14 up for the Fate side, and that flash, we actually saw the AWP from Torsi flashing in Badito out towards Ivy, and if that flashbang came out, what, 2-3 seconds earlier, it could have been Manic. But because it was just a tad too late, as soon as that flash comes up, it's not really effective because his teammate's just getting wide swung from Ivy.
And that was, of course, Nicky on the wide swing, and, well, very, very comfortable position here from Fate. Budapest 5, again, stuck on these pistols, and they're going to have to pull something short of a miracle here, because Fate now threatening that match point and threatening to claim this first game here.
Oh, it's quick. Let's see what the CZ does.
Not
Oh, it doesn't find anything. Oh, that's just disappointing, that is. Ooh, the Zeus, hang on.
Ooh. Corey.
Oh,
Sneaky,
he made noise.
Sneaky pokes the head out, taps Zeus out, but it's just not Budapest 5's day today. Nicky has actually decided to aggress into CC here, tosses the flat HE out as well. Knows where Big Dito's playing from. He's just looking to farm some extra cash going into their last round, and well, he's found them, and Torsi on the run here, and Nicky on the running gun himself, and that's 15 now for Fate and Budapest 5. This is the Hail Mary buy for them.
It really is. And you've got a thing for Budapest 5. I'd like to see some aggression coming up. When they get aggression, it seems like that's really where they're finding opening picks, whether it's towards Brown Halls or whether it's towards Ivy. The problem is, though, they can't exactly flash in a teammate to get aggressive because well, they've only got 2 flashes. So they really want to be holding on to that utility. Fate 1 round away from going into the winners best of 3. And for Budapest 5, it's going to be 6 in a row just to get to OT, but the T-Con controls come out because Fate are very passive at the moment.
Playing very, very far back. We saw Patrick digging towards Brown Hall here, but maybe him and Blocker start to set the pace towards Pop Dog, Torsi, and Corey. Of course, very, very far pushed up. Coolio, of course, back of Ivy. Look to Torsi, a bit of spray coming out here. Corey now put under the pressure, does find the first. Marv up and close. And the flashes come out, gets a second, almost a third on the Han, but he says, no thanks. No more for you, sir. Patrick, the rest of Fate now start to walk up A, but they need to be careful. Torsi's still in this side. He's lurking around the smoke here.
Oh, the swing from Patrick, and Hard's actually able to turn it into a 3-on-3. They've got so much information, and the Heaven player's just going to get overexposed. Patrick doing so much work on the side, and Coolio can't find anything. So in the end, it will be Fate going up 16-9 over Budapest 5. And honestly, yeah, that first half was looking a little bit rough in Budapest 5, but we saw some very good glimpses from them on their CT side.
Very, very, you know, flashes of brilliance here from Budapest 5. And of course, well, Pistol's going either way in this game, but they convincingly close it out and well, quite a